So I'm going to be doing Conspiracy Monday on what happened to the forests. Now I know you're thinking, what? We have forests on Earth, but these are not the original forests that we've had. These forests are not that old. If you look at the trees, you'll see that they're not very big or huge like the monolithic trees we used to have, back in ancient times, in the storybook times, in the Lord of the Rings times. These trees are like not even about 300 to 400 years old at most. These are baby trees. Basically, they are shrubs compared to the trees that we used to have on the planet. Now, there are lots of conspiracy about what happened to these giant trees, and I'm going to show you some giant trees so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, some say there was a flood, some say there was a comet, some say there were aliens that came. Now, these are the type of trees I'm talking about. These giant monolithic trees that covered the sky and went up into the atmosphere. If y'all remember the movie Avatar, they had these type of trees. And then, the people came so that they could blow the trees up so they could mine and get their natural resources. And they had these kind of machines that these sky machines, these sky ships that would blast the trees. Now, in the steampunk era, they had stories. Okay, so back in the Victorian era, they had these sci-fi books that were based about like giant machines, flying machines, and the steampunk era, right? So all this was written back during the same time that something could have happened, like 200, 300 years ago. What could have happened then? Okay, now these are, tree stumps, right? You say, okay, these are some tree stumps. But no, this is not a tree stump. This is what they call Devil's Tower. And if you look at it, there's columns on it. And this is Greenland. This looks like a tree stump that was smoothed over. This is also looks like a tree stump. Now they call these mesas, but they're really just tree stumps that have been petrified, you guys, because this is how big trees used to be. And you can tell by the columns and the cellular makeup that this was a plant. So yeah. So as you can see, like how plants grow and how their fibers grow, you can see they have like that little hexagonal column shape. So, that should tell you right there that is what this is. Okay. Now, you're going to see some tree stumps, and you're also going to see some what they call mountains or mesas, but they are giant tree stumps. And these giant trees have been destroyed some type of way. And we don't know how they got destroyed, but there is theories that say, time travelers, aliens, comets, giants, flood, whatever you want to believe, something happened about, like 200-300 years ago, because the forests that we have now are not that old. And you can see that the tree trunks of the giant trees still remain on the planet. Now, we don't know if these giant trees were taken out 200 or 300 years ago, but we do know that the forests that we see today are not that old. These are like the redwoods in California, and they weren't even that big compared to the giant trees. And here is a tree growing out of another tree, obviously. And this is how you tell the age of trees, how long they've been around. And we don't have any trees this size hardly anymore, except the ones that are still protected in other parts of the world. So what happened to the trees? This is the mystery. This is what people are wondering, why are these giant tree stumps being labeled mountains instead of, why aren't we being told the truth? Now, in the 1800s, some author wrote a book, and this was the book cover. It looked like a UFO coming to the planet around this time in the 1800s. So what are they hiding, What are they hiding? Now, you'll look and you'll see these weird machines and apparatuses that were around in, the steampunk era. And you'll see that they look very similar to mining machines, or machines that have to do with mining or digging, or, doing giant jobs. Now this is a modern mining machine. Now this will look a lot like those weird machines back in the old days, the steampunk days, when they used to draw these and write books about them. Like maybe they didn't know what they were for, you know. And quarries were created with these machines. They would cut limestones out of, you know, rock in the earth, and they would mine. And a lot of people think they came to create, you know, a mining place and enslaved people to mine. Now this is a modern quarry. This was created by a machine to mine for gold and other valuable resources. Now this looks like a quarry as well, and so does this, but this is supposed to be a natural canyon, but it looks a lot like this man-made quarry. This also looks like a natural canyon, but look how it's cut perfectly. Oh, they will try to tell you this river cut it, but you know, there's no signs of water erosion on some of those rocks. So that's still the mystery. This looks like a man-made quarry as well. This is a man-made quarry to mine. So this is what a real mountain looks like. It looks like piles and piles of things on top of each other like dirt. But gold is the reason why they came, or supposedly why the trees are gone, because they wanted to mine. In order to mine, you have to get rid of the vegetation around the area, the giant trees, just like they did in Amtar. You know, some say there were aliens that came to mine because they used this on their planet, and some say it was a comet, you know. But how can a comet make something that flat? You know, that had to be like lasers or something, you guys. So what do y'all think? Like, has this blown your mind? Like, do you see the world in a different way now? And don't forget to check out a YouTuber that I am collaborating with, Neurobellant, and his channel will be linked at the end of this video, as well as the beginning, as well as in the description box. So y'all go check out his video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.